So how about Star? Does Star want to take some more coffee today?
Star will be like, it made our chest feel funny. Sapphire's gonna be like, yeah, let's just take another swig. It'll give us what we need. The rest of Star's gonna be like, no, because we feel funny after that. So Star would be flying up high and like alongside the buildings, trying to like discreetly fly and follow the car, because I think Star moves faster when they fly. So hold on.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. We'll do this. So, and Frankie and Black Powder are just gonna stay put.
I mean, they can come too. They just might show up a bit later.
Yeah.
Because even if I gave Black Powder the copy, I don't think he'd be as fast as Lonic is now in this form.
We'll say that once Lonic finds out where Detective Haskell lives, instead of, just looking him up in the phone book, because, he's a private eye.
To be fair, Lonic can't read English, so...
Then we'll just say that Black Powder and Frankie will catch up, and actually Star will catch up later. So Tori will be in the trunk of the car. Lonic will be there already. Haskell is going to, get out of the car, make his way over to his house. And he's gonna lock the door, like bolts, like put all the bolts up there. And he's going to, start to prepare the tub for a nice warm bath. I don't know if Lonic or Tori wants to do anything.
Lonic is on the way. Lonic is on the way back to tell the others where he lives.
Okay, so I guess Tori's at... she would get out of the trunk and I just look around outside first to see if there's anything suspicious.
Sure. Yeah. And what's Lonic doing?
Is he already back from having indicated to the others where he lives? Lonic is going to try and... How tall is this house?
I would say it's... Haskell lives by himself. So, it's I would say it's a relatively small... Not a townhouse, but it's about the size of a townhouse, I would say.
Okay, so... Are there any openings on the roof?
I'm sure it has a chimney.
Okay, Lonic is going to jump up on the roof and stand near the chimney to listen and see if anything happens.
Sure, that sounds good. Roll a hearing. And while you're doing that, I don't know why, but because it's out of character at Christmas time while we're recording this, I just feel like, knowing Lonic, I had this vision of him just home aloneing the house. Home aloneing the house.
Oh no! The poor commissioner.
Tori, go ahead and roll a spot. Perception.
Perception.
Yeah, it's going to be...
I fail.
It's really quiet outside tonight.
So you're not going to notice anything. Lonic, some time passes, and with the hearing check that you get, I'm going to say that you don't hear things initially, but later on you will hear the sound of footsteps walking around in the house that is not in the bathroom. You just heard Haskell get into the tub, and it sounds like he's still in the tub, but it now sounds like somebody else is in the house with him.
And Tori doesn't have footsteps. Is anybody else here yet?
You believe that it would be too soon for anyone else to arrive. You believe.
Okay. Oh no.
So this is all Lonic.
Oh no. I'm so sorry, Haskell. Lonic is going to hop down off the roof and do a jump attack on one of Haskell's windows. So that he can get into the house.
You don't have to roll for that. You can easily just aim for a window and crash into it. Okay. So you are going to hop onto the windows. It will create a big amount of noise. And you will hear the footsteps stop when the window breaks.
Monica is going to immediately look around for signs of Tori because he doesn't like the fact that he's by himself.
Roll a perception roll because it's dark outside. Get a -2.
All right.
And Tori's also semi-transparent, -4.
Okay. Sam, please roll good. Please roll good. No, not that good.
Nope, not
Okay.
good.
Where is everyone?
Oh, okay, Lonic, this is your time to shine. This is the Lonic show. What are you gonna do?
Did Lonic get a heading on the footsteps when they stopped?
Yeah. Yeah, you're pretty sure you know where this person is.
Oh no. Oh no. Lonic is going to... Is there any other glass in this room?
Other than the windows?
Other than the windows, is there anything else that is easily breakable?
Like a vase?
I'm sure there's a vase maybe, there's probably a mirror. I'm sure there's a bunch of things in here that are breakable.
Well, if you break a mirror, that's 100 years bad luck. So, considering there's already a ghost in the house, shatters the vase.
Okay. Alright, you shatter the vase, and the footsteps are gonna come now starting to walk towards the living room, which is what you just broke into, the living room. And are you still... So you are in the room now, right? Inside the house?
So what Lonic was planning to do is to break the vase and then leave the living room through the open window.
Yeah, you can do that.
He's basically trying to distract and stall for time so the others can get here.
Okay, yeah.
He's home aloneing it.
Yeah. So you break the vase, and then the person will start to well, I mean, I guess you're not sticking around to see the person, correct? You're not sticking around to watch.
Nope.
All right.
Not yet. We'll be back in a second.
You're not sure what's happening in the house. I'm gonna ask for Frankie or Black Powder or Star to roll actually all three of you roll your decks. Okay, Star, you will arrive first, and I'm gonna say you'll arrive just in time to see Lonic run out from the house after he broke the glass.
Star will land in front of Lonic and say, "What happened?"
Killer is in the building!
Star's gonna be like, "Okay." And so Star's like, "Where's Tori?"
I don't know.
Do 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 do.
Star's gonna be like, "I'm probably gonna die." So Star's gonna go through the open window that Lonic just went through. And say,
Lonic is gonna go with him.
Okay.
Lonic isn't gonna let Star fight this thing alone.
You're gonna go in through the open window, and there doesn't seem to be anyone in the living room. Roll up perception hearing.
I got a 13 out of 30. Oh, out of 10. Oh, I don't hear nothing.
All right, you don't hear anything. You have no idea, who's in the house. The only thing you do hear is the sound of water running in the bathroom.
Okay. But anywho, Lonic was there, and we had to go inside the house, right? And let's just be honest, Detective Haskell, he's cute and all, but his house, fire your interior decorator, because the bitch can't work, never. Oh my god, everything was gray on gray on gray, and I'm like, honey, I'm sorry, this is not 50 Shades of Grey. No, not today. Sorry. Next. So once Star hears that, Star was like, okay, but Star is whispering to Lonic, saying, okay, so the water's running. You heard something that made you go outside. So I'm going to assume the water in the bathroom is Haskell.
Haskell is taking a bath. I heard footsteps in the house while the bath water was running, long after the fact. Haskell couldn't have made those footsteps, so I broke in through the window and the footsteps stopped.
Okay.
I broke a vase and the footsteps started coming towards me. He's saying this a lot quieter than I currently am, because as a player, I'm panicking.
I was gonna be like, okay, well, I'm gonna go towards the bathroom.
Keep off the ground!
It'll be at this moment that you hear a gunfire.
Could Star
We need
tell
to get
where
to the bathroom now!
Star will tell Lonic to go ahead. Like, go. Like, you're faster than me, so go to the bathroom.
Lonic is running off the walls.
Lonic, you have to save Prince Tangerine.
Oh no.
This is your thing, man. You're the hero of your video game. This is your thing. So, you run into the bathroom, and this is what you see. You see that there is this relatively muscular-looking gentleman. He's in a dark suit. His face is like in a mask, covered up. And meanwhile, you see that Haskell is still alive, but he seems to be in a very compromising position because he's scrambling out of the tub, and this guy has a gun pointed right at him, and it looks like the guy is about to fire at him again and has a clear shot. But I'll give you a chance to do something before he shoots Detective Haskell.
It worked last time. Lonic is going to make a jump attack on the gun and then immediately brick it because he knows that Star can heal.
Okay, just the gun and not the man?
Just the gun for now.
Okay. The gun is significantly smaller than the man. Okay, so Lonic will be he's just going to be so fast that he will able to knock the gun off of the person's hand. And the person will attempt to try to grab the gun, but Lonic, you can be faster than him if you want. If you want to do something before he grabs the gun.
Time to channel my inner Shadow the Hedgehog and take the gun.
Okay. You can easily get it before he does.
So he's not going to stick around with the gun. He's going to try and jump over his shoulder onto the gun, pick it up off the ground, and head back out the door.
Okay.
Hopefully something exciting happens soon.
Anywho, so we were in there, and I heard this noise, and Lonic was like, you need to go save the guy or whatever. But Lonic was still a cop, and I was kind of low-key concerned if a bullet shot him, would he shatter? And then that delicious coffee.
Star, by that point, you will get to the bathroom, and you will see that there's this man, and then there's Detective Haskell. The man, not really sure what to do at this point, but he's unarmed. However, he rushes over to Haskell and tries to strangle him in the tub. Or drown him in the tub. He tries to dunk his head into the tub.
Okay. Star will
so
see
glad
this.
I'm not by myself.
Star is immediately going to do a starburst just to stop him.
Okay.
Got her.
Okay, 3 points of damage. And I'm going to say, just for narrative purposes, I'm just going to say that you knock him out for narrative purposes. Cool. Haskell immediately grabs a towel, and he's basically trying to gasp for air because his head was dunked in the water for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. But anywho, there I was, and Detective Haskell was all naked and wet, and then it made me think about Stormy, and I'm just honestly I miss him so freaking much. I miss him. I've missed people before, but no, I miss him. I miss him.
I'll be there for you when the rain starts to fall. I'll be there for you.
I'm not gonna get emotional. I'm not gonna get emotional. Okay, so back to saving the day because I'm a boss ass bitch who shines like gloss. So there I was, Lonic totally disarmed this huge dude, and then Lonnie bounced off the wall, and then he went like running, and they're like, there I was, and it was like Detective Haskell and this big commissioner asshole person, and I was like, no, bitch, no, not today. With the power of Star, you are stopped in your tracks. So I totally blasted him, and he went like flying, like literally, like he went flying into the wall. And then like the poor Detective Haskell, he was just like, he needed a towel. He was like totally naked to the world. And honestly, like whoever he's like betting right now are going to be seriously disappointed. He's like, anywho, not like Stormy. Stormy is hung like a bull, honey, let me tell you.
Topaz.
Amethyst, I'm just talking.
Stay on topic.
Give me confidence.
I'm
Like, have
sorry, I have
confidence
to be
that I'm going to
honest
get
about
this
it.
done.
Topaz,
Oh my
please stay on
goodness.
topic.
If it just wants to run everything, I swear. I swear.
Like I've been there before, I'll be there for you. There for me too.
Star's going to be like, that man was trying to kill you? Come with me.
He's still dazed from the attack, so he's not even gonna bother like doing anything but going with you. I'll say that by this point, that's when Black Powder and Frankie arrive at the scene.
I haven't seen anything yet, guys.
Strange.
Yeah. It's kind of boring.
I'll have you know that this has not been a boring evening. In fact, it's been quite unnerving.
You'll see Sonic, and he has a gun in his hand. Lonic. You'll see Lonic.
The fact that you said Sonic made it
I know,
so
Sonic
much
with a
funnier.
gun. Yeah, I know. You see Lonic, and he has a gun in his hand.
What happened?
Lonic the murderer.
Lonix the hero. Also Star.
Alright, Lonick, what happened? Is Haskell still alive?
Haskell is alive, but he had some strange markings on his model that I don't think I've ever seen before. He's literally talking about his penis.
Yeah, we know.
Alright. Let's
Sorry.
see what's going on. And Blackheart's just gonna walk in.
Tori is pale when he even mentions that. Still traumatized.
Beat says, well, congratulations, Frankie. You weren't the naked person in this story.
Not yet. We're still here.
There's still time.
Time. Please keep them on.
I plan to. This is really nice suit.
So, Star, are you leading Haskell outside?
Yes.
You're going to lead Haskell outside. So you're going to see the detective in a towel. And he says, we need to call the cops. We need to call the police.
Definitely. We're gonna go.
We need to call Sam, I think.
Where's the one who attacked you?
Still in the bathroom, not cold.
I'll go tie him up, make sure he can't get away if you don't want to call the police.
I go help you.
Sounds good.
Make sure it doesn't get away.
I'll make sure that we don't have any more guests. I'll do reconnaissance.
Good idea.
Sam, back at the precinct, one of the police officers, it's late at night, and one of the police officers, maybe you dozed off to sleep, maybe you're still awake, I don't know. But regardless, the cops will wake you up if you're asleep, and they'll say, Bennett, come with us. Haskell wants you.
All right. Yeah, I'll follow along.
They will drive you over to Detective Haskell's house, along with a bunch of other cops. By this point, Haskell is in a robe, and the detective will say, so, you're right. Somebody was after me. I didn't unmask the perpetrator because I figured, well, you probably would want to do that.
Well, I tried to tell you that there was a lot going on here. But, yeah, let's see what we've got.
Okay.
And I will pull the mask off.
It's the commissioner! The commissioners is starting to like come to. I knew it. Frankie's like, I knew it.
And you would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for these out-of-towners and their meddling Tupperware.
Haskell just looks extremely like mortified, and he says, "Commissioner, how could you? I trusted you. We were war buddies." And the commissioner, he just, swallows a bit, and he said, "I had to clean things up. If word ever came out of what I had done, it would have been my career. It would have been my family. It would have been my everything. I had to do it for my kids, I had to do it for my kids." And Detective Haskell says, "Save it for the judge, Commissioner. Save it for the judge." Go ahead, Sam. Tell the boys to book them.
You know what? I'm going to let one of my friends tell him to book him. Frankie, you kept an eye out for me and kept an eye out for all of us, and I appreciate that.
Okay, pardon me, but what?
But I'd like to see Black Powder give the go. Go ahead, Reggie.
No.
All right. Fellas, go ahead and book him up. And I'm hoping with all my cooperation and assistance, maybe that'll have some good weight going on for future opportunities to work together.
Like I said, Bennett, it's not up to me. You will be put to trial, and it'll be up to the judge and jury to decide your fate. But that's a loose end for another day.
I'm just going to spend a moment looking at each of you and giving a nod of thanks.
And then speaking of people to save, who saved Detective Haskell? Yes, honey, I did.
Mystery solved.
Right. So, we helped Sam capture his villain, and we were able to do good work there, I believe.
I just can't believe that it was all just to save his own back. And it was stupid.
Anywho's, we saved Detective Haskell, and I honestly can't wait to get home to Stormy, because this is going to be our next platinum album. It's going to be our next platinum album. I mean, we got to fix things home. Let's just be real about it. But, it's going to be a next platinum album.
Excuse me, Mr. Detective. You're supposed to be the smart guy. Black Powder wasn't even here.
I do need to have a conversation with Sam much later about the events that truly transpired before we went into his world. I mean, we had a conversation, but it was more yelling than anything.
Frankie wasn't even here. They were both on the way.
It was taking bribes because of the horse races. And then, okay, well, let me just murder people and let me be a serial killer. That is just crazy. Taking money is one thing, but then becoming a serial killer for it, just to protect your name for bribes? That makes no sense. Crazy.
And you know what the best part was? Not only did I save Detective Haskell, I didn't even need a thank you. I didn't need a thank you. You want to know why? Because
you know who was here? Me, Star, and Tori.
Well, we made progress. I learned some things that I didn't know about Sam before. But It's like the more questions he answered, the more questions I have.
And I think we need to have a proper conversation about that. And I was happy that we were able to help him in his endeavors.
Oh well.
Yes, honey. I had to I'm sorry, but I had to cut loose for just a second because I totally saved the day. When I was home, I saved Stormy and now I saved Detective Haskell. I totally helped Sam. You know, I don't really talk to Sam that much. That's Sapphire's weird thing, whatever.
I knocked away the gun. I risked my life.
But, hey, we saved the day, bitch. Yas, queen. I'm just so excited to be, saving the day. Once again, the day was saved by Topaz.
What does a hedgehog have to do to get some respect around here?
Well, technically it was a group effort, but, I totally led the charge.
Apparently a lot more than save the day.
The cops are going to be rummaging through the commissioner's pockets, and they will, lo and behold, find a chess piece, a black one, and they will put him into the back of one of the cars, and they will take him away. Sam, you also, unfortunately, have to be taken back to the precinct and be put behind bars again. In the interest of time, I'm just going to give a little bit of an overview of what happens next in the following day. So, the next morning, huge headlines in the paper. Eddie writes this huge article about how Sam helped Detective Haskell figure out the case of the Apocalypse Killer, and how the commissioner was basically trying to kill off the people who were involved in fixing these horse races, because he apparently was paid to look the other way. He was given a cut to look the other way, and he didn't want that to be put to light. There's also another article that may or may not be related about how Joey the Snake, Rotello the Snake, had not only been incarcerated, but committed suicide by hanging himself in his cell merely an hour after he was put in there. Eddie Sullivan will also write another article in the following day talking about how, despite Sam Bennett's efforts to help aid in the case, he's still currently facing some charges for a number of reasons, and will be put to trial. And you can see that Eddie's trying to put a little bit of a spin, to try to get the reader to empathize and to sort of go on, but he was just trying to solve this case and help the people who are being murdered and blah 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 blah, really trying to get into more on Sam's side of things as much as he can. Sam, you will be given the opportunity to have visitors to visit you in your cell. And one of the first visitors to visit you is Susan Simmons. And she comes and she's got a little wrapped object in her hands. And she says, "Hello, Mr. Bennett."
Susie, I hope you're doing good and keeping yourself out of trouble.
I've been keeping myself out of trouble, Mr. Bennett. I wish I could say the same about you.
Well, it's a job.
It's a job, Mr. Bennett. So, Mr. Bennett, I wanted to talk to you personally, not just to visit you and see how you're going, but I wanted to tell you that I'm giving you my resignation. I can't do this anymore, Mr. Bennett, especially with you behind bars. It's going to be hard for a girl like me to find a job if things don't work out for you in the court system. And there's just been some really weird things that's been happening lately, and I'm not sure if I necessarily I'm the type of girl who wants to get mixed into that kind of thing.
Yeah, no, that completely makes sense. Maybe Eddie can give you a hand, getting everything settled.
Eddie?
Oh, sure. He's keen to give you a hand with anything you may need.
Actually, now that you think about it, I always...
Yeah.
She says, I always was a bit of a writer myself. I'm wondering if maybe you could get me a job at the paper.
Oh, I bet he'd be keen to it. He's pretty starry-eyed, so I think he'd not only help with that, but be absolutely happy to make sure that you've got everything Jake going forward.
So you're not upset that I'm resigning?
No, with this whole gig here, this was just to give a hand, help out, and make sure that you had other opportunities going forward.
Well, I wanted to wish you good luck in the upcoming trials and whatever is there for you next, Mr. Bennett. I'm sure we'll see each other again, though.
Well, absolutely. You'll have to write some articles on what happens at the trial.
We'll see, Mr. Bennett, we'll see. I wanted to give you this, just so you know that there's no hard feelings, and she holds out an object that you can clearly see, based on the shape of the object, it's a large mug. It's a large wrapped mug.
Perfect.
She'll hand that to you.
Yeah, you'll definitely take it and open it up, and yeah, this is gonna be great.
So you'll unwrap the mug, and it's actually two things. So there is a mug, and it has the words "World's Greatest Boss" in the front. But as soon as you hold onto the mug, Matrix style, you realize that this is actually more than just an ordinary mug. So I am going to drop an image in the chats right now. This is called the Mug of the Boss. The captain scoffs. You could never lead an army. At that moment, you pull out the Mug of the Boss, and the captain's mouth drops. They stutter to get the words out. World's best general. How can this be? The captain drops to a knee in front of you, shaking. Forgive me, I know not to whom I spoke to. You survey the army at your command and whisper, how the turntables. So, this is how the Mug of the Boss works. I think this is going to be a very fun ability. The Mug of the Boss appears simple in ceramic, carved with odd runes that read, World's Best Boss. However, once every 24 hours, you can change the word boss to a title of your choosing by chugging a full cup of liquid from the mug. When you show the mug to susceptible creatures, they must succeed on a will saving throw of 15, or they will perceive you to actually be the best of whatever you describe in the mug. It could be like world's best pilot, world's best plumber, world's best president. I mean, things like that. You can do it whatever you want. And any creature who fails a saving throw will honestly believe, yeah, you are the world's best, whatever it is, world's best chef. On a failed save, you gain advantage on charisma checks with that creature while you show the mug, but only if they are the sort to be influenced by that title. But even the best has their flaws. While the mug is in your possession, you feel compelled to sing every time you bathe. You spend too much time volunteering, and you are at disadvantage every time you try to operate a vehicle, especially if you're trying to avoid hitting pedestrians. So, that is the artifact from Sam's World, and tucked inside of the mug is a bookmark. Ho 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 ho! A bookmark that is black and white and has a full artistic representation of your world.
Oh my goodness.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yay!
I'm going to say again, just for time, because of time constraints, that the group may all decide to visit Sam at once if they'd like to come visit him.
Definitely.
Okay. So, Sam, Veed says, I see you're still behind bars. That's a thing that still needs to be resolved.
Yeah, one of the challenges of kind of taking a stick out of your ass is you tend to break rules a little bit more. But if you get the job done, you get the job done. So, live with the consequences.
Are you going to tell them about the mug and or the bookmark, just out of curiosity?
Definitely. I will actually, to show them the cloth, I'll show them how it works with all of the details on how to adjust the wording after taking a drink and, give them all the details of it. And then I'll just leave it on the center of the table and see if anybody grabs it. Who's going to carry it?
I will pick it up.
I was going to say it's yours, Sam.
All right, well, I will go ahead and pocket it then and show everybody the bookmark. So one
What
more.
does that do?
Well, this
It's back to the library.
where we've been.
It
Our
looks
way back.
familiar. Our way back? Back to New Super, The Legend of Lonic, the super tough pink mon. The rest of the title's too long.
Back to the library where you met us.
Ah, that place. With the floor chips.
Yes.
Well, I do want to say, of course, to everybody, thank you for helping out. I don't think the challenge of uncovering this mystery would have happened as quickly or as cleanly without all of you here. So much appreciated.
Please.
Of course, Sam.
It's what we do.
Well,
Glad I could help.
I imagine Haskell's pretty happy because generally it isn't until after all the crimes are done that resolution really happens. So I think he's indebted to you just as much. And I like that.
So, shall we?
We shall.
How does it work? There's no fountain here.
We
Oh,
have to
it's-
use a little magic.
Yeah, it's easy, Lonic. You have to close your eyes real tight
Mhm.
and picture. You have to take a picture in your mind and think about that place. And I'm just kidding.
Lonic takes a picture in his mind, and immediately you all hear him whisper, "You were close."
All right, well, who's going to do the honors?
That's Star, who's the only one
Star.
who really can.
Yeah. Okay.
Started a lot there at the end.
Go ahead and roll your magic rolls.
Mhm.
Somebody else wants to try?
I can do magic. I can do it.
Try it.
Uh,
Roll your magic roll.
okay.
Nope.
Oh,
Somebody else
even
wants
yeah.
Somebody else wants to try?
Oh, I don't have my...
I can try
Oh, I
using
can't
my
do it.
sonic abilities.
Yeah. Go ahead, Frankie.
Do it, Frank.
Yep. Okay.
There we go.
Finally.
Frankie will activate the bookmark, and then you're all going to be whisked away, and you will find yourselves back in the library again. Now, I didn't have time to add the new room in this library, but I will by the time we meet again next. But in this section, in the northern section of the library, is a luxury living room with extra cushy like couches and love seats. There's a fireplace, like a coffee table, and I'm going to say that there's also like a bookcase that actually contains real books, and depending on who gets close to said bookcase, it'll be filled with books from your world, that whatever is appropriate for your world. The amusing thing is when Black Powder gets close to the bookcase, it's a bunch of picture books. A bunch of books without words in it.
Hey, like sketchbook.
Well, what happens whenever I approach it, I wonder?
All in
Pixel
Sonic is
books?
back to his old self.
Yeah, and Lonic is back to his default form. I mean, Lonic, when you go over to the bookcase, I'm gonna say that all of the books are fake. They're like 2-dimensional, so it's just a texture. It's like I can't actually interact with
blurb
it.
Pops up. Interesting. Sailor Sue, Volume 37. I haven't read that one before.
But every now and then you may find a special item hidden in the bookcase.
That's true.
Yes.
Every now and then.
Every
I found
video
a
game. Search the pots, search the bookcases, search.
Yeah, actually, go ahead and roll, Lonic. I want to see if you get let me see what you get. If you get a critical success, you might find an object in the bookcase. But only Lonic can do this roll. Only Lonic. Each time you visit the library, you can make a roll and see if you get a critical success.
Oh no. Well, this is never happening, but I'll try.
Or a critical fail. Something might happen if you get a critical fail too. But
It blows up.
10. Okay, so nothing. Wait, is that a critical success? No, critical success would be like 1 through 3, I
ones.
think.
Yeah.
And it's usually like if you have a really high skill, then it's like 10 under whatever that number is. So if you have like an 18, it's like 8 or less or something like that. Yeah.
So nothing there. Okay, cool.
Yeah, Star, do you want to help me in the kitchen for a bit?
Sure.
So how are you holding up? It's been a while since we visited Stormy and whatnot.
I miss him. I miss him terribly. But just between you and me, I don't want to put my feelings out there because I'm pretty sure everyone's missing their world as well. But thank you for checking on me. How about you?
I don't want to go back.
Really?
But I think we probably have to.
I really want to go home. I want to go home to Stormy. And I know not everything is right back home, but I'd rather be there than anywhere near these places, because this is just not my place. This is not my world. I don't belong here. Black Powder brought up a very interesting topic about how he was not really wanting to return to his world. Now, I must be honest. I'm dying to go home. I mean, I love all of our new friends.
I don't want to go back to the way I was before these people.
Everything is just wrong with this adventure, and I want to be done with it. I want to be done. I want to go home. 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 I just want to go home.
I don't want to be a villain again, but I don't really see a way out of it.
But nevertheless, Black Powder is our topic. He mentioned how he doesn't want to go home, and neither does Lonic. And it gave me cause for concern. Because honestly, how bad is your world? I mean, he helped us. He even was going to kill that ridiculous
let him do
turtle.
it. Oh,
Topaz,
so you don't like being
really?
interrupted?
I was only trying to give you constructive criticism.
Well, bitch, you shouldn't have done it
Really?
to me.
Honestly, man. I'm in the middle of an interview.
Whatever.
I swear. I think Amethyst just wants to be in charge because they think they're wisdom. Fuck them. Whatever.
Topaz.
Yeah, bitch, you heard me. You
Just
heard
wait
me.
until this interview is
Whatever.
over. It's whatever.
Athena.
It's whatever.
Give me strength.
Hey.
It's just,
It's okay, Rhyolite. Relax.
yeah, Ruby.
Remember what I
I
taught you.
know. Count to 5, do my mantras. I know, Ruby. But you know you want to go home too, man.
I know.
We miss him.
You're right.
It's like all we ever think about nowadays. It's like how much we miss him. Does he even miss us?
But don't think about it like that. We will go home.
As I was saying, Black Powder, his conversation, it concerned me. I mean, it should honestly concern us all. Why would you not want to return home? How bad is it there? I mean, we talked about it, but not really. And if he doesn't want to return home, and he's afraid of what he'll do there, I mean, me and Black Powder are not close. We're not close, but we are friends, and I feel I have a possible solution to help him through this very difficult time. I think I'll try to offer Black Powder an option to come back home with me. Not with me, but back to our world, where him and Taylor, through their unholy alliance, can continue their relationship together. And maybe he could get the peace that he is so desperately wanting. And I believe I might be able to offer him that option. I'm just really concerned for him.
I just hope they can forgive me afterwards.
Do you want to tell me why? Is there something we should be all concerned about?
We're going to be going to my world. We're all going to have a serious talk. Hate to say it, but the situation there is one that if everything goes according to the original plan there, everything should work out fine. If things get screwed up, people are going to die.
Okay. Do you want to, I don't know, tell us what the plan is? Maybe we could help you resolve it. I mean, we just helped Sam solve a murder, so...
That's the problem. I don't know how you lot exactly feel about mutinying a ship.
Turning a chip?
Well...
What do you mean?
Well, the current situation, me and my crew are on another person's ship. We're pretending to be just regular old ship hands right now. We managed to sneak our way on board. And we're on this way to an island that has a lot of treasure. The thing is, there's 3 people on that ship who are not a part of my crew. The captain, their first mate, and a young man by the name of Jim. When the time comes, those 3 are all going to be locked in the brig, and we're going to take over the ship.
Is there a way to stop this mutiny from happening?
No. It's the problem with my lifestyle, I guess. I'm the captain of my crew. Just like I have a responsibility to you, I have a responsibility to them. I promised them adventure and treasure, and that's what I intend to deliver. If I change my mind, we may have a whole different type of mutiny on our hands. You don't flake as a captain.
If you can guarantee us, to the best of your abilities, I know no guarantees, that the 3 people on your ship won't be harmed, then Black Powder, I'll help you to keep you safe. Is that fair?
I think that's fair. I had no intention of hurting the three of them. Hostages are more useful than corpses. And I'd really rather... I don't take any pleasure in hurting kids.
One of them a kid?
Jim. He's a little younger than Tori. But if all goes right, they'll end up just tied up and locked away. We'll get our treasure, and we'll go and stick them on an island somewhere within Navy-controlled seas so they can eventually get picked up.
You know me. You know what I can do. I can just grab somebody and hold them. I don't have to kill anybody.
Facts.
Problem is, some people have some problems with lion. And if word gets out before we're ready to move, that's when things will get messy.
Tori looks at Frankie.
Well, I just don't. If I don't have to say anything, then I can just do whatever you need me to do, and then that's it. And no problem. Just don't ask me to tell a story because I'm just really bad at it.
All right, about this time, I'm going to have Lonnet come running down the stairs. What are we talking about?
Honestly, I'm not worried about Frankie. I kind of nod at Lonnet.
Yeah, I look at Lonnet like...
Sarwell as well.
Can you teach... She's trying to be careful with how she says this. Can you teach us all how to lie so she doesn't point anybody out specifically?
I mean, I could give you a few tips, but it kind of comes with practice. I've been lying my whole life, so I'm pretty much a natural at it.
Well, we're here in the library. We got time to practice now.
Yeah.
True.
Just even if I try to lie, it shows on my face. Like I can't control it.
I mean, when in doubt, you can always just pretend to be a foreigner. Not a lot of people on my crew know other languages.
I can do that. Lonix says several lines in Japanese.
Perfect.
The harder part, honestly, is just going to be explaining how you lot all got onto a ship in the middle of the ocean. Stowaways are not treated very well.
Also, I don't know what I'm going to look like.
That's another thing. If you look too weird, they may think you're some sort of monster and try to kill you.
How do they feel about ghosts?
Oh, they are terrified of ghosts.
That's good, because then they won't want to talk to me.
And curses. They may... Yeah, there's no priest on board, so you shouldn't get exorcised, but they may try to find one if we come across a port.
So, do any of you guys want to tell me what... Do any of you guys want to tell me what happened in the... I feel like I came really late to the game. I heard something about an Atrixon note, and somebody mentioned that you went to Frankie's world, and I'm really out of the loop here.
Who wants to tell him?
Well, I think
I look at Black Powder and Sam as like the dads.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like,
all right.
I'm still a kid.
So far, in each of the roads we've gone to, we've gotten an item of some sort. When we went to Stars Road, we got something called an attraction note. When you're writing it, two people fall in love or become attracted to each other. In Frankie's Road, we got a machine or whatever that can freeze time for that person for like a second.
That seems like it'd be really useful if I had it.
Depending on the situation,
I can do
and now
a
we
lot
have
in a second.
Sam's weird mug thing with letters. I think I managed to make out world and queens, but that's not it.
Explaining how we got on the ship. Maybe we're the world's best survivors.
What if we're just stowaways?
Ooh, no.
Well, it could work. I'd have to finagle some stuff with the captain of the ship. Because the fact is, stowaways are not treated well because usually you're pretty scarce on food already. And typically, if there's a stowaway on board, they just get chucked into the ocean. Because we can't afford to feed them.
Hold on. I had a thought. I don't have those very often, so bear with me. What happens if we were to bring like a barrel of food with us?
Then they'd probably think there was something wrong with their quartermaster and didn't count correctly, and that could result in a flogging, but that's not the worst thing.
Black Powder. We are all
Flogging?
very different. A ghost, a pixie,
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
video game character. Sam is in black and white, and I am a huge blue giant. Can we come up with some sort of supernatural reason for us to be there?
Well, we could try. It could be something like a curse or a spell that got you guys landed there.
Yeah, let's say
And that
we're
could-
all
that could-
cursed.
And it kind of looked like frightened them, right, into believing and like, oh, okay, we come here and
Sailors, by nature, are superstitious folk.
see.
But I will say, though, if you try and pull off the whole curse storyline, chances are they ain't gonna trust you.
Oh.
We
But
may not need
you
them
may not
to
need them
trust,
to trust
though.
you.
Just to
They just need to trust
scare-
me.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, if you're in control of the supernatural phenomena, and it could be easy because we'll just follow your order.
Mm-hmm.
We can give it a shot. I was gonna say, like, Frankie and Sam could probably fit in all right, and they're haunted ships in the ocean all the time, so Tori actually should be fine.
I'll be
People
very
just probably avoid her
intimidated.
like the plague.
Exactly.
Star and Lanik are gonna be the hard ones.
well, probably.
But even then, Star could probably pass as long as, please don't take this the wrong way, tone down the flamboyancy.
But what do you mean by that?
Good luck with that.
You're serious, aren't you?
Being different is not a good thing in my world. It is bad. Men who like men in my world are literally killed for existing.
Huh.
It's actually against the law.
So,
I don't like it. There's plenty of me crew who like people of the same gender, but that's why I'm not with the law.
You understand that it's how it was in my world. We were the outlaws too.
so Lanik's gonna kind of like walk up to Star and sort of like tug on his cufflink.
Yeah?
Boys can like other boys?
It's perfectly normal from where I come from. I've never heard of any laws that prevented us from caring about each other.
Not any laws, just I don't know. I don't really know that kind of thing at all. It doesn't really come up in my world. You just do things. Like fight crime and defeat Dr. Ganvani again and again.
That's the thing that I think is going to be hard for you, Lanik. You're not the one fighting the crime in my world. You are the one committing crime.
I've done that before in games.
There's no pretense of being a good person with it.
Well, to be clear, we've committed a lot of crimes already in this group.
Even I've committed crimes.
What's another
I broke
crime,
into
Black
somebody's house.
Powder?
That's fair.
And as long as you're not asking, are you asking us to kill people?
Only if necessary.
Cool!
But that can be necessary for a lot of reasons.
I don't want to see anyone die, but
I hate to say it, but death is a pretty common thing in my world. If not from murder, from disease.
Gotcha.
Or just accidents.
I understand.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a rough ride. If I could
Well,
not take you guys there, I would.
maybe we should shelve that for a little while and just spend some time here. I mean, this place seems pretty cool.
It
It's not
is.
home.
No, I think maybe taking some time to rest and recoup and discuss it more would be a good idea, though.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, how are you feeling, Black Powder, after getting shot?
Not my first time.
Not surprised.
Heal.
I called the White Mage.
Yes, you did. No, I thank you for healing me, Star, but I tend to take injuries in stride. They're day-to-day life for me.
Out of
Understand.
character. Black Powder, let Star heal. Black Powder. That's big.
Exactly.
What about you, Sam? How are you feeling? I know you're the one with the most reservations for where we're going next.
Are they feeding you well enough in prison? Because if we go back, we can send you with some food.
That's actually a good point.
Well, I wouldn't say it's, the best food, but 3 squares a day, it's all right.
3 squares? Like Toki blocks?
Like, full.
Sorry, I'm gonna need you to translate for me, at some point. I don't understand this game thing of yours.
Oh, well, I'd be happy to tell you about it. That's sort of what I do.
Right. I still don't think I'd understand it. I don't even have electricity.
Maybe for one of our next reading lessons, Black Powder, I can
Well-
read a player's guide or something.
You
Might be a
don't
good
have
idea.
to. You don't have to have electricity to play games. There's tabletop games and cards and dice.
Cards and dice, I know. That's
The
pretty
only
common.
difference between me and them is that they don't move on their own. They don't think.
That's fair enough. It's more the lingo I'm having some trouble with.
We'll translate. Don't worry.
But, I mean, maybe my biggest concern would be you guys fitting in, but we've all been changing in each other's world, so for all we know, you lot will change to fit in better.
I feel like I changed a bit. I hope it's okay.
It's fine. We've all been changing. Don't worry.
There's so many things I don't understand. My own world is so simple. It's fun. And there aren't nothing's complicated. There aren't murders. There's no police commissioners killing people with guns and needles and punches and I forget.
There is a lot to digest.
There's a lot
It
of
really is.
But since we're in the kitchen anyways, what do you guys want to eat? I'll cook this up some.
Well, I
Chili.
can't eat. So,
Can you taste at all? Like if you tried, could you taste something?
no.
Sorry.
We've got to get you to my world where there are extra lives.
I was gonna say, has anyone looked around for a new bookmark, perhaps, if we do have Lonix now? It wouldn't be the first time a new one's shown up after going to a world.
This is true.
Before we grab another bookmark, though, you guys should eat and rest up.
Yeah.
I don't want to rush into another world again.
Let's take a
weird
quick
thing-
break.
The weird thing about my book is that player's guides are usually really short, so there's really no need for a bookmark if you're reading a player's guide.
I think it's more the symbolism of it.
Huh.
Every bookmark we've acquired, Lonix, has had a symbol on it that kind of represented our world. So maybe there's a bookmark for you that represents your world.
Rather than thinking of it as a literal bookmark, think of it more as like a key to your specific door.
Mm-hmm.
Ah! From Keychain Liver. Gotcha.
Sure. That.
If that made sense to you, sure.
Keychain Liver sounds like something out of one of Tori's world things.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, you gotta be careful whenever you go to that game because there's a lot of hearts and darkness. And darkness hearts.
Yeah, sounds like
Hearts,
Tori's world.
darkness, darkness, hearts.
I don't think I want to visit that world. Bad thing, if it's anything like my world, then I don't think we want to
What
visit
is your world like? I know that you guys were just coming from that one whenever I popped out of the fountain somehow. But I don't really know what happened there. Like, is that where... I know that the googly eyes came from there.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that there were some arguments afterwards. But I don't know what that world was like.
You don't want to know.
No, you don't.
Let's just say I have a very vivid imagination.
Oh no, she's talking like Sam.
Oh no, that's one thing I hoped wouldn't rub off.
Saying that she's not super comfortable reliving it, and he isn't overly proud of the effects it had on others. That's all. Which
Thank you for translating.
Yeah, which after all of us being there, I think we can all relate to.
Mm-hmm.
So was it like that dream that you have where you go to class and you're in your underwear?
Even
If
worse.
only.
It's like a nightmare where you're trying to wake up from it and you can't. Like that.
Oh. I remember hearing about games like that.
Yeah, like a big scary monster is chasing after you and you're not able to do anything. You feel powerless and helpless. That's how I
That
would
sounds
describe
scary.
it. It is.
Very.
And
I was a little scared whenever I can't remember their names. Whenever Sam's friend detective guy was in the tub and big old commissioner guy was gonna shoot him. Scary like that?
I missed all of that. Okay, so it wasn't a boring night after all.
No.
Me and Star saved the day.
You did. You guys are the heroes.
Yay?
I'm sorry I didn't hear anything. Otherwise, I would have helped you all.
Maybe you got stuck in a glitch.
No, I was just outside.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. Tori, you've done a lot, and honestly, I was kind of concerned if you went by yourself, because last time the whole priest thing, so I was a little concerned about that.
Yeah, we gotta protect you from. We gotta protect you from Chris.
Sorry.
As a Catholic, that's painful.
Yeah.
Am I saying it wrong?
It's Christ.
Hold on 1 second. I have an idea. Lonik takes a couple of steps back and his eyes kind of flash. Looks like sort of like a binary effect. Update pack 1.3.796 installed. Ah, Christ.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Lonik's Edie updating the software.
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
Well,
that's it.
Yes, it's Christ. And we don't, well, that's the thing. They blessed that room or something when they brought in that priest.
Yeah,
And
the priest seems really angry at ghosts.
Most priests are.
I was pretty tired after trying to get through that room, and maybe that's why I was off my game.
Either way, you've been doing a lot lately, Tori. So I do think it's alright if you just want to rest a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all have to be able to pull our weight. Wannick jumps 15 feet in the air. I don't weigh a lot, though.
Well, that's a good thing, actually.
You guys all bring your own unique abilities to the table, so I know I trust you guys to be able to help just as much as me.
Yeah.
And I trust all of you.
Oh, well, I trust you too, Lonick.
Wait. Do they think I trust them? These kids are adorable.
I'm really concerned how Sam is going to feel about all this. And also Sous Vide. Sous Vide is a hero. This is what they do. And now, I mean, what we did back in Frankie's world, that was necessary to save someone. This is actually a heist to find some treasure.
Well, I mean, Black Powder has helped all of us in all of our worlds. And it is time that we return the favor. I mean, he helped me rescue Victor. He helped in Star's world when they were kidnapped. And she fought like hell in Tori's world. I mean, Black Powder was instrumental in solving Sam's case, for crying out loud. We all owe him so much.
Honestly, I will help Black Powder because he did that for us. But I don't know honestly how far I'll go. And if necessary, I'll have to stop him. I don't know how I'll do it, but I may have to stop a friend. And I don't want to, but I feel it's necessary.
The way Black Powder describes his world, you would think someone like me would be keen to it. I mean, there's the black clothes, the dark makeup, the general fascination in the creepy and the supernatural. Seems like it would be an easy ask to help Black Powder with a mutiny of all things, but after everything that happened and having to accept what happened, killing someone, especially someone that is innocent or not a villain, whatever, I don't know if that's something I can participate in. Unless we're defending ourselves, of course, but life is precious, and mine was wasted.
And the whole talk of murder, especially after Tori's situation, the poor girl lost her life. And we're supposed to go harrowing off into his world to more or less do the same and even commit a crime.
But being a ghost in some cruel twist of fate is a blessing. And these powers can be used to help people stay alive, not kill them. I'm not going to let it happen.
It'll be necessary for all of us to keep us all safe. I just wish I knew what the dangers were, all of them. So that way we could plot the best course of action to mitigate death and whatever else or whatever other challenges we'll be facing as a group. I just don't want to hurt anyone, let alone a friend. But I'll do what I must. You know, with Black Powder, you don't know what they're going to pull out of their bag, but when they do, it's going to be one sharp dagger, and you must be prepared. You must be prepared.
But I understand it. I mean, I I cannot kill innocent people. That is just, I cannot do it. But it is not like my hands are clean either. I've had to kill too. And I just hope that once this is done, we all can just all go back to our worlds. Because this library that is ever expanding and it's like it's trying to make us feel at home, it is not our home. You know, we owe each other so that we can all succeed in what we all need to succeed, so we can all return home. My home is not here. It is with Victor, and I mustn't get too comfortable, to be honest.
So many concerns. And Topaz is right. I really do want to go home.
What?
Yes, Topaz. I said you were right.
Well, of course I was
For
right.
once in our Athena forsaken
It
life.
doesn't matter because you said I
Nevertheless,
was
we must
right.
keep cracking on until we get through this whole adventure. But until then, I just hope we're making the right decisions as we go forward.
I think Sam would understand. He's level-headed. He would know what to do. I gotta talk to him.
Yeah, I hope we're doing the right thing. I really hope we are.